Liverpool bouncer Mark Lowles was said to be jealous, angry, egotistical and full of himself. The former Marine had trained for years in MMA and even fought professionally, so being a bouncer at the Brooklyn Mixer Bar in Still Street was easy work for the madman. Mark Lowles had a metal reinforced hand, left hand, and he used it to his advantage on several occasions when he would frog march people out of the bar, striking pads, but also when he broke his victim's Nicholas Keefe's jaw in Liverpool city centre. Mark Lowles had spotted Nicholas kissing his girlfriend Rachel Livingstone in Liverpool city centre on May 24, 2015. Rachel had spent the night dancing with her friend Nicholas. Now the two had shared a cheeky kiss, which led Mark leaving his position at the front of the club to confront both Rachel and Nicholas. Now Mark demanded Rachel to go home, and she did, because she knew better than to pee off Mark. She was also told to stay at home and wait for him. Now Mark then held Nicholas in place with his dominant hand and told Nicholas, let's go at the back on Colquitt Street so we can have a word. Nicholas was rooted in place, nowhere to run, so he went with Mark, not to scrap, but to try and calm Mark's temper. Now outside, Nicholas was shouted at by Mark. He was then shoved and then received a hook square on the jaw. Mark had 5 screws and a metal plate in his left hand. The judge noted it was the metal in his hand that was responsible for breaking Nicholas's jaw. Now Nicholas was put out cold, asleep. He says the first thing he remembered was being awake on the ground with a broken tooth and broken jaw. He was then rushed to hospital where surgery was required to fit a titanium plate in his mouth, which later became infected. Now this incident left the victim in pain for 18 months and he hadn't recovered 2 years later, where he constantly has a feeling of numbness. Now when Mark was arrested, Mark claimed self-defense and explained that even though he did lead Nicholas to the back street, it was Nicholas that was acting aggressive. Mark says he had no choice but to defend himself the only way he knew how. Now in court, Mark was jailed for 2 years and 6 months. The judge also noted that Nicholas was specifically led to an area where there were no CCTV cameras. Does the crime match the sentence? Let me know. Stay safe.